So, showtime?
Always. And Candi will give a sparkling smile.
That actually sparkles because of the glitter.
Yes.
Fox looks at the floor and looks at the broom in the corner. I'll get that later.
It mixes with the cocaine sometimes. That's why there's so many nosebleeds. I can see the look on Fox's face right now.
Fox makes a point to continue to sigh. He practices it. It comes in handy, especially with the company he keeps.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Matt is arriving. You are freshly back from your watch party. The music is passable. It's decent by some standards, terrible by yours.
I can hear it from outside. I've got heightened senses. It's been bugging me since before I got out of the car. So I just rush in. The bouncers know that I work here. They know me by sight. So they don't hassle me at all. They know I'm going to rush in and go fix something on the audio system. So everybody gets out of the way. And I rush over to my booth, and one of the dancers turned a knob. And I turn it back and politely nod to everybody. I fixed it.
No frenzy check.
Perfect. At least anybody without heightened senses. If you have heightened senses, I imagine you felt some sort of dissonance in the noise that he's now fixed.
Fox and Candi come downstairs. Everybody's back in the park. Is it time to head out? The gathering, everybody?
Yeah. How many vehicles are we taking? Do we need my car?
We've got the van. Van holds what, 6?
8.
Van can take us all if we want to go in one vehicle.
Perhaps I should follow in my car just in case we need to go somewhere else.
It's important to have a shuttle pod
After
for away
fact.
missions.
Saves on the CGI budget. Then, you head into one of the more dilapidated parts of town. At the end of the street, there is what looks to be a miniature Gothic mansion, a wrought iron fences and everything. There is music faintly coming from inside, but the rest of the street is fairly abandoned. You can tell by the parking that people walk in from a block away.
Are all kindred just obsessed with having music blaring?
The cool ones.
I think it's just a people thing.
Past the wrought iron gates and up to the front door, it is, as Candi and Fox know, an open door policy. You open the door and the music is suddenly a lot louder. The soundproofing in there is great. There are low-colored lights probing with the music. People dancing sensuously in the halls. Paintings and pictures several decades out of date and never once dusted. You know the way leading your two guests to the drawing room.
Dimico definitely noting all the security as he walks through cameras, people watching, bodyguards.
This is one of the 3 bodyguards you can see.
It's just something he does naturally, like he's almost casing constantly.
Passively, you note that there are no cameras, just the 3 security that you've seen, one of which is near the door, one of which is near his door, and one of which you saw roaming the halls between the dancers. The security measures that you see seem to be more internal. The soundproofing is on each individual room, as well as inside to outside. The color and the dimness of the light hides the fact that any wall that's got outdoors to the other side of it is covered in sheet metal, painted over.
Heard.
At the door to the drawing room, a burly man in a tight t-shirt and tighter jeans looks y'all up and down. Names?
Tell them it's a Candi delivery.
Candi is the taste of the day. You're on the list. Go on in.
Without a second glance.
With a puff of glitter, Candi leads the entourage into our friend Oren Cass's place. The room is dimly lit by candelabras in the corners. The walls are covered in pictures, portraits, most of them autographed. He is pacing. He looks up at Candi as you come in. Oh, it's you.
Just me.
And sees everybody else come in.
Is this a bad time?
No, I was just hoping for word from some other associates. Have you heard from Doug or Trevor?
No.
Fox shakes his head as well.
Oh, let's just say I hope they're not coming back. The bounty on Bishop Zyra's head has drawn few contenders. The most recent two to go in have not reported back in 6 days.
Oh, I'm gonna spare you what probably became of them. Because I have a feeling I know.
If Bishop Zyra is as amici as you claim, my imagination can paint quite the image.
It really can't. Doesn't come close. If Candi could still vomit, she would gag a little.
But that is business for perhaps another time. You have brought guests.
New arrivals! Again!
Oh, and hello, Matthew. He'll make a point to shake Matt's hand. Adjusting well.
Matt shakes the hand back excitedly and says, I'm settling in. I'm getting things going. I've got a small herd together. Things are going well.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. If there's anything I can do to help you to settle in from here, do let me know.
I would love to talk to you about that job you offered last time we spoke, but we have new arrivals we should probably talk about first.
Of course. Thank you, Matthew. And Fox. He'll nod over to Fox.
Baron, pleasure as always.
Indeed. Who are our guests?
I will gesture with my hands for you two to step up and introduce yourselves.
That's how rude of me. I apologize. May I say also, Baron Oren, your taste... Dimico's looking around in awe at the aesthetic of this room. Your taste in art is phenomenal. I love it. I would love to discuss it more, but apologies. I am Dimico. This is a motion to Jackson to introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Jackson. Jackson Miller. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He will give a bit of a head tilt at Jackson, and his nostrils flare as he sniffs. You're a fresh one. That will give you some leniency. Dimico, you have no need to
Yes.
apologize for introducing yourself. It would have been impolite, dreadfully rude to interrupt my prior conversations with these dear fellows. Be advised, I do not reward bootlicking as feverishly as some other barons. If you enjoy my taste, I am grateful for the compliment. But do not think that you can ingratiate yourself simply by complimenting.
Absolutely. I wish to merely say I am a collector of art myself, and I would love to discuss it when there's
Oh.
time for such things.
That is a point in your favor. What business have you in my barony?
Myself and Jackson arrived last night. Jackson here has had a bit of a harrowing embrace. He was
Your
abandoned
child?
by his sire. Not my child. He was abandoned by his sire in the domain of Subtimate, created without, as far as I know, permission.
That is a problem for the Camarilla, yes. I can see why you brought him here.
Yes. Without knowing his clan, and my own clan being that of Caitiff, I can only sympathize with his situation. I was alerted to it and quickly moved to get him outside of the domain so that he would not be cruelly put to death.
I welcome petitioners who can pay their way. I assume that you are taking accountability for this Jackson. You've rescued him and brought him here, so you must know that a child needs a sire or some semblance thereof.
Yes. I'm willing to take that responsibility, though I am not of a standing of any sort that would apply in the cam side. I don't really care about that. I'm willing to guide him in the ways to survival. I've had to make do myself on the fringes as a caitiff.
The fringes is where we are. So you are welcome here. Perhaps you can pay yours in your child's way. You said you were an art enthusiast.
Yes, I have a certain set of skills. I both evaluate and acquire art for people who want it. Even perhaps art that is very difficult to acquire through legitimate means.
I see. There is an exhibit coming to town this Friday. I require one of the artists. The art itself is very valuable, and I would be willing to pay you its value in cash. But the artist themselves is what I want. I'm in need of a new painter. Mine has served me well for very long, but with our numbers starting to decrease, I have consented to grant him the embrace. So I need a new ghoul.
It would be my honor to assist you in this, since it would pay our way and show you that we are here with good intentions, not simply here to take advantage of your hospitality.
As all kindred should.
And I would be happy to get the pictures as well.
I will mock up a list. I've got it down to 3 potential ghouls. Unfortunately, one of them seems to have disappeared of late. But the other 2 will suit just fine. I will get you my pick's name on the morrow. I'm still waffling, you see.
That is fine with me.
Is that the only matter you wish to bring before me, Candi?
As of right now, everything's going well. Bar is performing well. Shop is performing well. I haven't heard anything recently other than these 2 coming in. It's been pretty quiet.
You may not see the bloodshed yet, but when it comes to your door, I hope you're willing to fight again.
Candi will flash her teeth and smile very politely.
Are you willing to take these into your surroundings? Take these 2 on as neighbors?
Matt nods.
They haven't done anything to make me question it so far. I don't see a reason why not. We'll keep you updated on their progress. If anything happens, if there's any updates.
Fledgling, you've been quiet yourself. A defense mechanism, I'm sure. But I don't bite kindred.
All right.
Candi will think about Fifi and raise an eyebrow.
Oren will laugh a little bit at the all right from Jackson. See to his education.
We're doing our best. Matt's coming along well. Look at Matt. Matt's so good. Look at Matt.
I look well fed.
You have been taking care of this one and earning some esteem in the progress. You might have done to inform me of the request that the emissary you sent me to meet with would make, and the unorthodox ideas she has shared.
We tried. And you said I don't want to hear a goddamn thing from him. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna let Matt handle this.
I believe that I did, Matthew. Exercise some sense in the future. Be gone.
Did you need any more glitter anywhere?
He will glare.
Leaving.
Forgive me for speaking, but before we go, may I ask a question? Since this may be the last time we speak for a while. Are there any areas that are off limits? Places that we should not go within your domain?
Within my domain, I would stick away from the eastern rim. The further east you go, the more likely you are to run into the lupines.
Thank you for the warning.
Don't pick fights with them if you can. Avoid it for your safety as much as the safety of the barony. We don't need a war with them. Look how that's going for Vancouver.
Yes, I will stay far away from them.
Other than that, steer clear of the children. We don't tolerate infanticide here.
Gets a little angry look in his eye. Yeah, I don't either.
Then we are in accord.
Yes, I'll be in touch, but I'd love to talk about your art too. You seem a little busy, perhaps another night.
Visit tomorrow night, and we can talk about it, and I will give you some names of pieces and people.
Perfect. Sounds perfect. See you then.
Which point do you all head out?
Yeah.
Back over at the Scarlet Lounge. Where do y'all go from there?
Yeah, maybe some plotting for what we do.
I think that went fairly well.